Hello, would you like to camp on Dartmoor, but you've got absolutely no idea where to even start? Well, stay tuned. I'll show you where to park, how to get there, where you can, where you can't camp. I'm going to go through a whole kit list. I've got lots more information which you'll find helpful as well for your first ever wild camp. Welcome to Dartmoor. I'm going to start off by talking about parking. I often read on social media people asking where can they park? Is it safe to park on Dartmoor overnight? The simple answer is yes and no, because it doesn't matter where you park, nowhere is guaranteed 100% safe. But in saying that, I've been hiking, camping, running all over Dartmoor for many years, and I've parked literally hundreds of times, in fact probably thousands of times on Dartmoor, and I've never once had a problem. Although in saying that, I'm hoping now I've not jinxed it. The parking for tonight's camp, if you head to Moor and then take the B3387 uphill for about half a mile, you'll see a small car park on your right hand side. Just past that is another car park on the left hand side. So that's where we're heading to park for tonight's camp. There's actually a few small car parks on this stretch of the road, but this is the one I'm using tonight, and I'll put the grid reference and what 3 words on the screen now. Our camping spot for tonight is only about half a mile from the car park. Let me give you an idea of where we are. We've got Haytor Rocks, Saddle Tor and Ripon Tor. But tonight we're heading up towards Top Tor, and just beyond Top Tor is Pill Tor, where we'll be setting up our camp. That wind today is Baltic. It's a beautiful day, but it's a cold wind. So from the car park, you'll see the path straight opposite. Head up towards Top Tor, then just from Top Tor to Pill Tor. Today we're actually going different routes. We're heading to Top Tor first and bearing off, because we're going to do a 6-mile walk first of all, and then head to the campsite. Well, the camp location is starting to hail.
Hailing, isn't it?
Good old Dartmoor weather. The first tor you'll reach from the car park is Top Tor. Now you could actually camp here if you wanted, but Pill Tor, which is just ahead there, is actually more sheltered. Today we're not going to head straight to Pill Tor. We're heading off to the east first of all for a bit of a hike, and we'll eventually reach Pill Tor from the other side. And although today's video is mainly about wild camping on your first ever wild camp, but I'm also going to share with you some of the amazing footage of the stunning views, the wildlife, the calming atmosphere you could expect if you come wild camping on Dartmoor. It's a bit of a hill, this one. The tent is set up. It's now time for a liquid refreshment. Cheers. The views are fantastic from up here. You can see for miles. There's Widdicombe and the moor. I'm now going to show you everything that I take for a camp on Dartmoor. I'm not saying you need to bring all this kit with you, but it's just what I actually use myself. And you will find that on your first ever wild camp, you will probably take way too much, but it's better to have too much and not need it than not to have enough and then need it. So the first thing is my tent. Now you don't need a very expensive tent, just get yourself a nice sturdy tent that's going to keep you dry and sheltered for the night. Another thing I always do is when I set a tent up, I always have it facing to the east. So in the morning, you open that door, the sun's coming through, it is a lovely feeling. Another quick tip is when you're setting your tent up, be aware of the wind direction. I've got a blow-up mattress and an insulated mat, which is great to protect the mattress and keep me insulated from the cold ground below. This is my luxury item, nice and lightweight. It's a small chair which I can use to sit up inside or outside the tent. I'm going to put it up now so I can carry on talking in comfort. That's better. I'm comfy now and I'm sheltered from the wind. It's a bitter cold wind today. So next is a sleeping bag. And for me, that's really important. You don't want to be too cold. There's nothing worse being sat inside your tent shivering. I'd rather be too warm than too cold. So I use a 4-season sleeping bag and I actually use that most of the year round. I also have a bag of spare clothes, simple things, a pair of socks, nothing worse than having wet feet, a woolly hat, a gloves. I've got a buff by the way, they're fantastic. You can use it for all sorts. Keep your neck warm, your head warm, your across your face. They're just versatile, really, really handy. And also my down jacket, I always carry inside here as well. And of an evening, a down jacket is lovely and warm. But also, I use it for a pillow. I roll it up, put it inside the hood, and that is my pillow at night, which is lovely and comfy. I did used to carry a separate pillow, but I prefer this. And again, it's less to carry as well. I've got a bag of cooking utensils. It depends on what I'm going to be eating as to what I'll bring. Sometimes I bring my frying pan, which I have today because I'm having a fried breakfast tomorrow morning. And sometimes I bring just a pot for boiling water. It depends what I'm eating as to what utensils I'll bring with me. I've also got a bag of food. I'll explain more about the food and types of food that I eat later in the video. Gas. Don't forget your gas and bring more than you think you'll need, especially during cold weather when the efficiency drops. And don't forget your matches or a lighter. Really important. Cup. Plate. This one folds flat. Cutlery, simple, lightweight, does the job, nothing fancy. Really important, always make sure you've got plenty of water. And if there's water supply nearby, then obviously a filter and purification tabs are really handy to top up your supply. A night light for inside your tent at night. And everything's easier when your hands free. So a head torch is an essential. Oops, hang on. That way, there we go, that's better. First aid kit. As I said before, I'm not a first aider, so I don't bring things I'm not going to use. I have simple things in there like plasters, blister plasters, tick remover, painkillers, ibuprofen, simple things that I might actually need. A map and compass. Now, if you don't know how to read a map and compass, I would highly recommend going on a course, even just to learn some basics. There's also some helpful videos you'll find on YouTube to teach you the basics. I'm no expert by any means, but I know enough to get me by. And if you actually learn some navigational skills with a map and compass, it will take your hiking to the next level. And honestly, you'll really enjoy it as well. This is a really useful item to have in your bag. It's just a strong duct tape wrapped around itself a few times. There's no weight in that. But say you had a rip in your tent or your boots are falling apart, this could be used to fix it. It could be used as a makeshift plaster, for example. There's lots of different things you could use this for. So pop it into your bag for your hiking, your camping. One day, you'll be thankful for it. Sun cream. Dartmoor is so exposed and I burn really easy, so I'm always wearing sun cream. Okay, it's now time for some inside knowledge about the recording of this video. Those eagle-eyed viewers among you might have noticed that it's been recorded over 2 separate trips. The reason being is my first trip with Darren, I was trying out a brand new microphone and the windshield, the fluffy bit on top, was attached by a magnet, and halfway through the day, it left me, blew away, and I hadn't noticed. So some of the footage, or the audio in the footage, was like talking through a hurricane, and I couldn't use it at all. So my email is in the description. So I came back out again. But anyway, the microphone, I sent it back to the company, explained the flaw in their design, got a full refund, and upgraded to a different microphone. So this time, hopefully, the audio is perfect. If you head east from Peltor down the hill, you'll reach a settlement. It's not that far, but you reach a settlement. And down here you'll see these circles of stones. These were the remains of dwellings where people lived during Bronze Age times. And it's worth coming down. Just sit down for 5 minutes. You'll be sat where our ancestors would have sat over 4,000 years ago. Try to imagine what their life was like back then. Something that stays in my backpack every time I'm on Dartmoor, whether I'm hiking or camping, is my sit mat. It's a simple piece of foam. There's no weight in that at all. A couple of quid and go outdoors. But when you sit on a cold rock, that keeps your bottom insulated. I'm just sat thinking, just 20, 30 years ago, before people used mobile phones, people took a map and compass with them on Dartmoor or anywhere hiking. But these days, a mobile phone seems to become an essential item for many different reasons. But always make sure your mobile phone is fully charged, and always bring a backup supply, a power bank, and make sure that is also fully charged. If you're nervous about your first ever wild camp, then maybe join somebody else rather than go alone. On Facebook, there's lots of wild camping groups where people offer to join others for their first camp, including females joining other females. Something really important is to always tell somebody your planned route and where you intend to camp and what time you're expecting to get home. This is essential advice for anybody spending time on Dartmoor. Forgot to mention earlier, I'm joined again by Darren from Dinky Outdoors. The tents are all set up, and tonight, hopefully, we might be lucky and have a fantastic sunset. Let's talk about food. So what you eat is entirely up to you. Sometimes I go all out and really treat myself and have a nice piece of steak with boiled potatoes and mushrooms. Other times I'll have a simple pot noodle. And sometimes I'll have a stir fry where I chuck everything in for a stir fry. But tonight I'm trying something totally new. I was contacted recently by a company called 5 Minutes to Delhi, and they very kindly sent me some samples to try out. And tonight I'm trying the veg biryani. The benefit to these meals is that they're really lightweight, and there's no weight in that at all. It's a dried mix, so they're perfect for camping. And all you do is you empty the contents into a bowl. Add boiling water. And then you cover it and let it simmer for 5 minutes. Okay, here we go. The moment of truth. Are they as good as they say they are? It looks good. Let's find out. Smells good. Oh wow, that is delicious. That really is. I'll tell you what, when I get home tomorrow, the first thing I'm going to do is order a box of these. That really is good. Well done. 5 minutes to Delhi. Fantastic. Plan your escape. Now that might sound a bit dramatic, but it's not. It's actually really important. You might wake up in the night and decide this is not for you, or the weather might turn for the worse and you want to get back to your car. So you need to know exactly what direction your car is at. And also, make sure you know your exact location when you're camping, because if something happens and you need to call the emergency services, then dial 999 and ask for Dartmoor Rescue. But you need to know exactly where you are so they can find you fast. Don't rely on the weather forecast. They might promise you a perfect day, sunshine, no wind, but this is Dartmoor and the weather here can change so fast. There's been times I've been up here and it's been hammering down with rain, blowing a gale, while the forecast says the complete opposite. So always come prepared for the worst, but hope for the best. This is perfect. Watching the sunset. It's so quiet. Can of cider. Welcome to Dartmoor.
With every turn of the path, there's more to explore. In the heart of the Dartmoor, I'll forever want more.
Good morning. A very fresh, beautiful morning on Dartmoor. And breakfast is on its way. Morning, guys. I've nothing for you, fella. Nothing for you. And as always, after a wild camp, check and double check. Make sure you've left no camping gear, no rubbish. Leave it exactly as you found it. Maybe just a dry patch in the grass, and that's it. A couple of other things I forgot to mention last night. Waterproofs. Don't forget waterproofs. It might be sunshine like it is now, beautiful, but the heavens can open up at any time with downpours of rain, and you don't want to be caught in that rain. And hats. I always bring 2 hats. One hat for during the day and one hat for evenings, a woolly hat to keep me warm. And one of my essential items is coffee or tea. Honestly, the mornings are 10 times better with a nice hot cuppa and a sunrise. There's a couple of really important and helpful websites you need to check. First of all, there's the government website for wild camping, the rules of wild camping, which also has an interactive map showing you where you can and where you can't camp. And then there's the military training areas. There's 3, Oakhampton, Willesworthy and Merivale. These areas are used different days and evenings for training. The website will show you in advance which dates they're being used. But in saying that, this particular tour we've camped on, Pill Tour, is inside the permitted camping area and is not inside any military training zones. So you're perfectly safe on that tour. I'm back at the car now. I really hope you find this video helpful. If you've got any additional tips or stories you want to share, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to read them, and I'm sure others would too. In fact, if you do your first ever wild camp after watching this video, please let me know. I would love to know how you got on. So thank you for watching. Until next time, happy hiking and happy camping. I'll see you soon. Cheers.